guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melly, and today we have a massive book haul. You know how they say that reading books and buying books are two different hobbies? Yeah, they are correct. After this, I'm putting myself on a book ban. I just went crazy because I haven't been reading for long. I've been reading for maybe a month or two, and I just dove in real deep. For any recommendations like on BookTube, on TikTok, I have a ton of books here. This is just one pile. I have a ton of Amazon boxes to share with you guys, at least 15. But you know, Amazon's can be a little dramatic and they probably put one book in each box. So let's not think that I have like 100 books to share with you guys. I probably have around 50, 60 books to share. Yeah, that is still ridiculous, especially when I have a Kindle, but we're gonna get through these. I may not spend a ton of time on every single book because these are all new to me. I am going to have to like skim through the back to kind of give you guys a synopsis because I don't remember all these books. I've been buying these books for like maybe the past month. So some I did buy in store. Most of them were just Amazon purchases. So let's go ahead and get started. I don't want to make the intro too long. Let's go ahead and start. So the first that I put right up at the top are these three books. The first one is All My Kisses for You by Monica Murphy. Second book is Keep Me in Your Heart by Monica Murphy. And then the third one is You Are Never Not Mine. So these three books, from what I read, they can be read as standalone, but they are a series, Lancaster series or something. So they seem very interesting. I think they're more like romantic YA kind of feel. Up here it says he wants every single one. The Keep Me in Your Heart says some hearts are meant to be taken. And then the You Were Never Not Mine, she belongs only to him. So that is the gist. If you've read these before, let me know if you like them or not. I am excited to read them. I'm not going to read the little blurb because we have a ton to go through, but these are the three that I bought together because I figured if I liked one, I'll like all three. And I'm trying to get into my romance era, my summer reads. It is the summer, so, you know, trying to get into it. Let's go ahead and move on. The next book that I got is by Tessa Bailey. It's called Secretly Yours. Like I said, you'll see a bunch of romance books. This one, you know, I don't even know what it's about. Haley Welch fell hard for Julian Voss at 14 after they almost kissed in the dark vineyards of his family's winery. Now the prodigal hottie has returned to their small town. When Haley is hired to revamp the gardens on the Voss estate, she wonders if she'll finally get that smooch. But the grumpy professor isn't the teenager she remembers, and their polar opposite personalities clash spectacularly. That sounds pretty good. It looks like it's going to be like a very romantic banter type of book, so we'll see if I like it. Oh my gosh, Funny Story by Emily Henry. I've heard so much about this book, and every time I go to Barnes & Nobles I see it, but I never pick it up. So I went ahead and ordered it off of Amazon. I figured that I would get to it one day, put it in my TBR. This says, Daphne always loved the way her fiance Peter told their story. How they met on a blustery day, fell in love on an errant hat, and moved back to his lakeside hometown to begin their life together. He really was good at telling it, right up until the moment he realized he was actually in love with his childhood best friend, Petra. Wow, so that's the funny story, which is how Daphne begins her new story stranded in a beautiful Waning Bay, Michigan, without friends or family, but with a dream job as a children's librarian that barely pays the bills, and proposing to be roommates with the only person who could possibly understand her predicament, which is Petra's ex, Miles Noack. So I guess they end up maybe not together, but they end up as roommates. So we'll see how that story goes. I've been seeing that book. The blue captivated my eyes. Funny story. I just think it's going to be cute. Lots of banter, maybe romantic feels. So I picked that up. First Time Caller. Oh my gosh. Have you guys seen this everywhere? At first I didn't pick it up just because I wasn't sure if I would like it, but I don't know. I ended up just caving in and seeing what it's about. This is by B.K. Borson. It just says a hopeless romantic meets a demoralized radio host in this cozy, sleepless, and Seattle-inspired love story. That's what that one is about. Next, everybody was talking about this book, saying that you should pick it up for the summer. So it's called Till Summer Do Us Part. I got the pink version. I didn't go in store for Barnes & Nobles. Everybody was complaining about the blue Barnes & Noble exclusive, so I went ahead and ordered it on Amazon. Amazon, and I got the pink version. This one's a lot cuter, I feel like. It's just a lot more pastel-y, and it just looks cuter. It says, I got what I wanted. I became buddy-buddy with my boss in an instant, but the cost will be hefty. Finding a husband by tomorrow. Wow. Scotty Price just started a new job, and it's a real sausage fest. She's the only woman on a team filled with Brads and Chads. Expecting a bachelor pad atmosphere, she is quickly corrected when she finds out everyone is happily married. So that was the first little paragraph in the synopsis. That sounds really interesting. So we'll see if she ends up finding someone or if she gets close to her boss. And oh, that sounds very messy. I like messy. I like messy. So the next one, I love the feel of these two books. These two are like rough. I don't know what you would call this, but they don't feel like the smoothness. There's like a little dot on there. Okay, this is called Same Time Next Summer. I'm telling you guys, I was trying to find a bunch of like summer reads, and I was reading the little blurb on Amazon. This is by Annabelle Monaghan. Sam's life is on track. She has a perfect doctor fiance, Jack. His strict routines are a good thing, really. A great job in Manhattan, unless they fire her, and is about to tour a wedding venue near her family's Long Island beach house. Everything should go to plan, yet the minute she arrives, Sam senses something is off. Wyatt is here, her Wyatt. But there's no reason for a 30-year-old engaged woman to feel panicked around the guy who broke her heart when she was 16, right? Oh. So we'll see. Is she going to stay engaged to the guy she's currently engaged with, or is she going to go back to the 16-year-old guy that broke her heart? I don't know. And then this is by the same author. It's by Annabelle Monaghan. It's called Summer Romance. I loved it. Brims with heart, wit, and longing. Let's see. Benefits of a summer romance. It's always fun, always brief, and no one gets their heart broken. Allie Morris is a professional organizer whose own life is a mess. Her mom died 2 years ago, then her husband left, and she hasn't worn pants with a zipper in longer than she cares to remember. No one is more surprised than Allie when the first time she takes off her wedding ring and puts on pants with hardware. Overalls count, right? She meets someone, or rather, her dog claims a man for her by peeing on him. Oh wow. Ethan smiles at Allie like her pants are just right, like he likes what he sees. He looks at her like she's a younger, braver version of herself. The last thing newly single mom Allie needs is to make her life messier, but there's no harm in a little summer romance, is there? Ooh, that sounds very exciting. I seriously want to read all these books this summer. We'll see. If not, they will be in the next TBR for next summer. Okay, next one is The Lost Apothecary. I think I talked about it a little bit because I do have the second book. I think you can read them as standalones, but I really want to read this one first before I read the other one. I can't remember the other name, but I have it back here. Let's see what this one's about. Hidden in the depths of 18th century London, a secret apothecary shop caters to an unusual kind of clientele. Women across the city whisper of a mysterious figure named Nella, who sells well-disguised poisons to use against the oppressive men in their lives. Nella's dark world is no place for her newest patron, a precocious 12-year-old girl named Eliza Fanning, but their unexpected bond sparks a string of consequences that echoes through the centuries. 200 years later, aspiring historian Caroline Parswell discovers an aged apothecary vial in the River Thames. As she is newly grappling with the searing betrayal of her husband's infidelity, a curious research project is exactly the distraction Caroline needs. But when she discovers a link between the vial and London's long unsolved apothecary murders, Caroline's upended present soon collides with an explosive history binding her fate to Nella's and Eliza's in a stunning twist that transcends the barrier of time. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Yeah, yes please. Definitely need to add that to my TBR. I'll probably read that closer to the fall though, because I have a ton of summer books, so we need to get through those first. Okay, everybody and their mom was recommending this book, Emily Henry Beach Read. So I have not read it. I had to get this one with the sprayed edges. I think it looked beautiful. It was a little bit more expensive, but I just love it. And I love that the sand has like that gold reflective, and the title and her name are in that gold as well. It just looks so beautiful. So I am definitely excited. Oh, and it's yellow in here. Oh my gosh. I feel overwhelmed that you exist. I do too. Same girl, same. No, but seriously, it's beautiful. Look how pretty that is. I'm so excited that I got this version. On here it says, when the world felt dark and scary, love would whisk you off to go dancing. Laughter could take some of the pain away. Beauty could punch holes in your fear. I love that. That's so cute. This is supposed to be a tender, thoughtful, and very fun book. It's not only convincing, but infectious. That's awesome. So on the little blurb, it says they're polar opposites. In fact, the only thing they have in common is that for the next 3 months, they're living in neighboring beach houses, broken, bogged down with writer's block. Then one hazy evening, one thing leads to another, and they strike a deal designed to force them out of their creative ruts. Augustus will spend the summer writing something happy, and January will pen the next great American novel. She'll take him on field trips worthy of any rom-com montage, and he'll take her to interview surviving members of a backwood death cult, obviously. Everyone will finish a book and no one will fall in love. Really. That sounds so good, so good, so good. I'm so excited about that book. Okay, oh my gosh, the next one, you guys, My Friends by Frederick Bachman. Okay, so I'm actually going to be reading this with some of my coworkers. I'm so excited. We were going through the 60 books that I ordered, and they were like, okay, so which one do you think you're gonna read next? And I'm like, literally, I don't know. I have too many to choose from, way too many. But then I was like, you know what? My Friends would be such a good summer read. So we're starting this next week. I am very excited. Currently right now with my Patreon members, I am reading The Tenant, and I'm almost done with that book. So I'm very excited. I don't read too fast though, which sucks because I don't know, I'm barely trying to get into my mojo. So it's been very slow. I read like three books a month. I'm trying to get to like 6 books a month, but it's kind of hard, especially when I have a full-time crochet business. I work full-time as a registered nurse, so it's a lot of stuff that I'm doing besides just reading and editing videos and stuff. So, but it's very exciting. This is the book that we're going to pick up and read. So I'm really excited. It says most people don't even notice them. 3 tiny figures sitting at the end of a long pier in the corner of one of the most famous paintings in the world. Most people think it's just a depiction of a wide expanse of sea. But Louisa, soon to be 18 years old and an inspiring artist herself, knows otherwise. She is determined to find out the story behind these 3 enigmatic figures. More than 2 decades before, in a distant seaside town, a group of teenagers find refuge from their bruising home lives by spending long summer days on an abandoned pier telling silly jokes, sharing secrets, and committing small acts of rebellion. These lost souls find in each other a reason to get up every morning, a reason to dream, a reason to love. That's already going to make me cry. Out of that summer emerges a transcendent work of art, a painting that after a chance encounter in an alleyway will unexpectedly be placed into Louisa's care. She embarks on a surprise-filled cross-country journey to discover how the painting came to be and decide what to do with it. The closer she gets to the painting birthplace, the more anxious she becomes about what she'll find. Louisa's complicated life is proof that happy endings are sometimes possible, but they don't always take the form what we expect them to. That is what this book is about. Ooh, it's yellow. Look, it's a bright yellow. I feel like that means happiness, sunshine, you know? I am definitely going to be reading this book sometime next month, or next week, not next month. So I'm excited about that one. Okay, next one is Parents Weekend. It's by Alex Finley. I believe it's a newer book, if I'm not mistaken. And then this is basically about parents who, I think they go out on vacation together. At first, everybody thinks they're just being college students, irresponsibly forgetting about gathering or skipping out to go to a party. So the parents and the kids go on vacation. The kids are supposed to show up and they never do. And the parents are like, whatever, like it's probably nothing. And then it actually becomes something. But as the hours tick by, another night falls with not so much as a text from the students. Panic ensues. Soon the campus police call reinforcements. Search parties are formed. Reporters swarm the small enclave, rumors swirl, and questions arise. That is the premise of this book. I'm like so excited. It's like supposed to be like a mystery kind of thriller, so I love those books. I'm trying to get into like romantic and fantasy, so you'll see a bunch of everything in this haul, but mostly you're gonna see a bunch of thrillers. I need a sip. Speaking of thrillers, here we have The Last Time I Lied. So this one, it says 2 truths and a lie. This is by Riley Sager. and I keep hearing about this author, so I figured I would give her a try. It says best-selling author of Final Girls. I have not read Final Girls, but I did pick this one up, so we'll see. It was somebody's 5-star read, so I figured I would pick it up. I don't know much about it. I can't even remember. I can't even tell you what they said about it. Next, I picked up these 3 books. These are from an indie author. I saw her on TikTok, and did I see her? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw her on TikTok, and I'm like, I'm gonna get all her books. So I got her 3 books. This is by Lana Vargas, and she has Right Where You Left Me, The Darkness That Follows Us, and then Summer Phoenix. I think these are all romantic books, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't even looked at them, not because I didn't want to, just because when they arrived, I went on a retreat. Yeah, on Julian, it says, I never believed in fate until I brought Camilla back to Willow's Cove after spending 6 years thinking of her every single day. It felt like I'd finally gotten a break from the universe when we were put under the same roof for a week. The question I kept asking myself was, did I want to be selfish by trying to undo the past or let her go for good? So we'll see. It also has a little blurb for Camila, but I'm not going to read that part. And then we have The Darkness That Follows Us. They were never supposed to fall for each other, but every rule has an exception. Oh, is this supposed to be like dark romance? I didn't even read. The past has a way of following you. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out together. I don't know if these are standalone books or you have to read them one after the other, but I just went ahead and grabbed all 3 of them. This says 2 ex-best friends in one summer. It's been 5 years since I've seen or heard from Elliot Cortez. Despite his promise to stay in touch after moving away, I never heard from him until recently, that is. Now I'm being forced to stay with him and his family for the summer in Phoenix. Mad would be an understatement of how I felt after years of silence, but after a while I chose to pretend like he never existed. It was working out pretty great until now. I'm sure he'll try to sell me some excuse as to why it's been years since we've spoken, but no explanation will make me hate him any less. Me and Elliot under the same roof for 3 months. This will be interesting. Wow, okay, yeah. Sounds like they all have different name, so maybe these are standalone books, because one is named Elliot, the other one is Andrew, and this one is Julian. Okay, but yeah, these are all from the same author, and yeah, I'm excited to add those to maybe to my winter reads. I don't know yet. I just have too many for the summer. So, okay, next book we have is these. I am pretty sure I got whenever I went on my retreat. It was before and after I came back. So some of these are from Barnes & Noble. Some of these are from Walmart. This one's called Someone You Can Build a Nest In. I seriously want to read this so bad. I love the sprayed edges. I love that they're purple. This one has to do with like romantic fantasy, I believe, if I remember correctly. I feel like y'all are gonna hear that so much. This says Shi Shen is a shapeshifter who happily resides as an amorphous lump at the bottom of a ruined manor. When her rest is interrupted by impolite monster hunters, she constructs a body from the remains of past meals, a metal chain for a backbone, borrowed bones for limbs, a bear trap as an extra mouth. Badly hurt by the hunters, Shi Shen's nursed back to health by Homily, a warm-hearted human. Homily is kind and would make a great co-parent. An ideal place to lay Shi Shen's eggs so their young can devour Homily from the inside out. But as they grow close, Shi Shen realizes that eating her girlfriend isn't an option. Just as Shi Shen's about to confess her identity, Homily reveals something else. She's hunting a shapeshifter monster that supposedly cursed her family. Has Shi Shen seen it anywhere? Shi Shen didn't curse anyone, so now she has to figure out why Homily's twisted family thinks she did. As Shi Shen's hunt for the monster becomes increasingly deadly, the bigger challenge remains. Learning how to build a life with rather than in the woman she loves. I think I'm gonna enjoy this a lot. I haven't heard too much of it, but I feel like it's very interesting and we'll see if I like it. It sounds like someone's in love. Next, I have The Weekend Guest by Liza North. After years apart, old college friends Aline, Sienna, Rob, Michael, and Brandon reunite in idyllic Dorset for a weekend at Aline's beautiful house perched on a cliff above the sea. It should be the perfect chance to relax and rekindle friendships. Plus, there's a sitter to watch the kids. What most of the guests don't know, however, is that Aline has called them all together for a reason. Someone has threatened to expose the crime they committed while at university. Long ago, their friends swore to one another to silence and have never spoken of the deed since. But now menacing postcards have begun to appear, and Aline is convinced it's one of them turning on the rest. The weekend guest. So that is that one. It's definitely like a mystery thriller. Oh my gosh. Okay, Voice of the Ocean. You guys have heard me talk about this. This is because I wanted to get it to support Kelsey, which is a Sims Play person here on YouTube. So I definitely got that book. Definitely like romantic, fantasy. It feels like mermaid or something. You know, I'm excited to read that. Not going to read it this summer. It'll probably be during the fall or winter. The Missing Half. This is about a girl who her sister goes missing, I believe. Yes, two women haunted by their sister's unsolved disappearances band together in this captivating mystery. It is about a missing sister and how to navigate through that. I don't really know much more about it. It sounded very interesting. It is a newer book, I think from last month, so I'm excited to read it. Next we have If Cats Disappeared from the World. I think I talked about it. I never showed it on here, so I figured I would just put it in this haul real quick. But this is basically about a man who is dying. He's literally on his deathbed, and he ends up meeting the devil. And the devil is basically telling him, I already started a little bit of it, but the devil ends up telling him, like, if you could disappear one thing and you know, I could extend your life for disappearing that one thing, what would it be? So he starts naming off some things, and yeah, it's called If Cats Disappeared from the World. So he starts kind of, I feel like he starts regretting like his actions, but it may be too late. So yeah. It's a telling movie story of loss and reconciliation of one's man's journey to discover what really matters most in life. So it's a really short read. I think it's going to be sad, and pull out my little heartstrings. That's the reason why I got it. It like scratches some type of itch, you know. Next, this is the one that I got from Book of the Month last time. So The God of the Woods. Very thick book. Love the sprayed edges. Yeah, this might be a book that I like have to read in 2 months, not in 1 month, because I'm a slow reader. I'm a very slow reader, and that book is thick. She is very thick. Let's go ahead and grab some of these boxes so I can share with you the rest of the books that I got. Oh my gosh, it is a pile and a half, guys. Okay, we're gonna just start with this pile first, and this right here. So let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, wow, one came in a bag. Okay, so we have Only If You're Lucky. Okay, so the back says, Only If You're Lucky is a dark and chilling look into female friendships, the lies we tell, the secrets we keep, and how much we can ever know those closest to us. Hypnotic and haunting with lifelike characters and mind-blowing twists that fall perfectly into place. This was on somebody's 5-star read, so that's the reason why I got it. Wow, I wish this was a sticker. It's not a sticker. It just ruined the book. I'm just saying. Okay, the other one we got from Stacey Willingham is probably the one on this cover, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Oh, no, it's not. This one is called A Flicker in the Dark. Oh, I got it right here. I'm pretty sure I got all 3 of them. I don't know if it's a series. Don't quote me. But this one is All the Dangerous Things. Stellar suspense at its very best. Hypnotic, immersive, and emotionally impactful. The kind of mystery you'll sink into. Not coming up for air until you turn the final page. I love that. That one is All the Dangerous Things. Same author. And then this is by the same author as well. Let's go ahead and open this. Yeah, New York Times bestseller. Oh my gosh, it came damaged. That's upsetting. Gripping, a new author to savor. Yep, it has to be probably their debut book. A smart edge of your seat story with plot twists you'll never see coming. That is those 3. I'm excited to read those. Let's go ahead and move on here. Do you guys have like a specific trope that you guys love to read? Like, I need to know. Obviously, I take every recommendation seriously because I have so many books here. Like, it's not even funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. See, only one book came in here. This book, I really wanted this book in particular, like this copy of this book, because of the sprayed edges and because of the artwork inside. People have been talking about The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and actually my coworker is reading this book, so I figured I would just go ahead and purchase it. Look how beautiful that is. Everybody's just been talking about it. Like, just beautiful. Apparently it has to do with something about her making, it's kind of like if cats disappeared from the world, like her making some type of agreement and then everybody forgetting her, maybe immortality, and then everybody forgets her, so that's why it's called The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I don't know much else about the book, and I didn't know she was this thick, but I know it also has some beautiful photos in here. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me share. That's the other thing. I was like, girl, can you share the photos? Whenever people were like, oh, those are so beautiful. Look how pretty that is. So every time there's like photos in a book, it just helps me kind of understand the book a little bit more and kind of get like a picture in my head. Look at that. Next, Amazon box. Hopefully there's more than one book in here. Okay, everybody keeps, I'm just throwing them. Everybody keeps talking about this. Oh, I hate that that's on the cover. I hate that. Okay, so this is called Tell Me Lies. It's based on the Hulu series, or the Hulu series is based off the book. I have no clue which one came first. This is by Carola Lovering. And I'm pretty sure I have watched the TV series. It's extremely spicy. So if it's the one that I'm thinking of, I don't think I've finished it because of the extreme spiciness. I am not a spicy person. So any books I don't really like, I'm okay with a little bit of spice, but if it's like a 5 out of 5, I can't do that type of spice. I can't do it. To me, it's very cringy. I can't read it. I just can't do it. I love banter and I love romantic feels. I love that, the butterflies and everything. I just can't do spice, like extreme spice. I'm not talking about just tiny spice, like sprinkled spice. Okay, sure. Hopefully this book is not like extreme spicy. It says everyone remembers the one. No, not that one, the other one. The wrong one, the one you couldn't let go of, the one you'll never forget. If the Tell Me Lies one, is that the one that's in Spanish? Am I tripping? I could be tripping, but I got that book. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have this book. I'm so excited to read it. I only saw one person talking about this book, but they like literally sold me. I thought it was so cute. Like the way they just talked about it, I was like, I have to. Never thought I'd end up here. This is by Anne Ling. This is so cute. Even the back has like a little ticket because she's on the train. But yeah, it says she didn't mean to wish the bride a depressing marriage and poor health, but she'd forgotten most of her Mandarin. Her parents stage an intervention. Leah will be sent on a travel program across China's most beautiful cities. To them, it's the perfect opportunity for Leah to get back to her roots. To Leah, it's simply a much-needed escape. But before Leah can even begin to enjoy the luxurious hotels, stunning scenery, and mouth-watering cuisine, she finds that also on the trip is cynical, sarcastic Cyrus Su, who has somehow only gotten more annoyingly handsome since the day he told a lie that ruined her life. While Leah might be tempted to shove him off the peak of the Yellow Mountain when nobody's looking, she can't get rid of him just yet. After all, she might never have another chance to get revenge. Yet the deeper they wander into China's provinces, the deeper Leah finds herself falling in love with the boy she's once despised, the home she never thought she'd call her own, and the parts of herself she thought were already lost. So cute. And it looks like a quick read, so I'm excited to read that. It sounds more like a YA book, but I'm okay with that. There's times that there's a place and time, and sometimes I am in the mood for like quicker reads, and I feel like YA and romance are those type of books that you can just finish up in a day. So the next one we got here is Wandering Wild. This is such a pretty book. So pretty. Look at that. This is by Lynette Noni. I read a little bit about it. I can't remember just like every other book, I can't remember. Xander Rune was the darling of Hollywood until he fell from glory and was labeled a problematic bad boy. His public image needs fixing fast, or he'll lose the role of a lifetime and all his dreams with it. Oh my gosh. Charlie Hart is a regular teenage girl who despises everything Xander represents, but thanks to her scheming best friend and an ill-timed social media competition, Charlie finds herself pretending to be Xander's biggest fan on a 4-day reality TV adventure led by renowned survivalist Rykon Hawk. Okay, so I mean, it's a high schooler and a person who is famous. So I hope it doesn't become a romantic thing. Hopefully it's just them finding themselves or something like that, or they help each other in some way, because she's in high school. I mean, come on now. Okay, I thought it sounded very cutesy, so I went ahead and got that. Now we have this book of the month package here from this month. I think I ended up adding one book to this guy, so let's see. I sure did. We have the Ghostwriter and then Listen for the Lie. I've been wanting to get Listen for the Lie. I figured I would just add it to this book of the month. I hear so many good things about this book. This is by Amy Tenera. Lucy and Savvy were the golden girls of their small Texas town. Pretty smart and enviable. Lucy married a dream guy with a big ring and an even bigger new home. Savvy was the social butterfly loved by all, and if you believe the rumors, especially popular with the men in town. But after Lucy is found wandering the streets covered in her best friend Savvy's blood, everyone thinks she's a murderer. They think she's a murderer. It's been years since that horrible night, a night Lucy can't remember anything about, and she has since moved to LA and started a new life. But now the phenomenally huge hit true crime podcast Listen for the Lie and its two good-looking hosts, Ben Owens, has decided to investigate Savvy's murder for the show's second season. Lucy is forced to return to the place she vowed never to set foot in again to solve her friend's murder, even if she is the one who did it. The truth is out there if we just listen. Oh my gosh. Literally. This is right up my alley, and it does have the little thing that says book of the month. And the other one I got was the Ghostwriter. I believe it's a newer book. I think each month they have new books on their little thing that you can pick. From June 1975, the Taylor family shatters in a single night when two teenage siblings are found dead in their own home. The only surviving sibling, Vincent, never shakes the whispers and accusations that he was the one who killed them. Decades later, the legend only grows as his career as a horror writer skyrockets. Ghostwriter Olivia Dumont has spent her entire professional life hiding the fact that she is the only child of Vincent Taylor. Now on the brink of financial ruin, she's offered a job to ghostwrite her father's last book. What she doesn't know, though, is that this project is another one of his lies, because it's not another horror novel he wants her to write. After 50 years of silence, Vincent Taylor is finally ready to talk about what really happened that night in 1975. Wow. Okay, so we're actually going to get the truth of what happened. Let's go ahead. I'm going to open some of these off camera. Let me share with you guys, because it's a bunch of boxes. Here, let me add them up here so you guys can see, but it's going to take a little bit to open them. That's why I'd rather just open them off camera and then just come back with all the books. So we got this one too. We got another one. So let me go ahead and open these and I'll stack the books right here. I'll be right back. Okay, so these are the rest of the books that I went ahead and unboxed off camera. We're gonna go ahead and start with this little area. Let me move some of these out of the way because I feel like it's focusing on that and you won't be able to focus on the cover. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit more of a lightning round just because I don't want this video to be like hours long. I went ahead and got We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I keep hearing that there's going to be a series on Netflix about this, I think coming out next month or something. So I am definitely going to be reading this month. I really do want to see what this is about. I think people were like, if I remember correctly, right? Because sometimes my mind, I feel like it deceives me, but I feel like someone was saying that it's kind of like, maybe this one isn't it. Let's go ahead and just read the blurb on the back because I really don't remember. It says, if anyone asks you how it ends, just lie. We are Sinclairs. We live at least in the summertime on a private island off the coast of Massachusetts. Perhaps that is all you need to know, except that some of us are liars. Wow, okay, that's very interesting. I'm excited. The Romance Rivalry. This one just looked really cute on Amazon whenever I was like scrolling through the romance area. So I went ahead and got this one. It's just a romance Every love story needs a good trope. We'll see what this one is about. This one is by Susan Lee, and I love the cover. I think the cover's so cute. Yeah, adorable. That's the next one I got. I also got main characters. It was on somebody's 5-star read, so I went ahead and got it. They said it was a perfect summer read, so I went ahead and got it. It's by Hannah Ornstein. And it says 30 years of family secrets, 2 sisters who have never met, one summer to unravel it all. Good summer book. I don't know if there's going to be romance involved, but it sounds like it's just 2 sisters. Okay, everybody keeps talking about Frederick Bachman. I am going to read My Friends, but this one, Beartown, the series for this, I went ahead and just got the first book to see if I like it, but I saw someone on YouTube read the first line and I was so intrigued. Now I got to see. Let me see if they were right. Yep. Late one evening towards the end of March, a teenager picked up a double-barreled shotgun, walked into the forest, put the gun to someone else's forehead, and pulled the trigger. This is the story of how we got there. As soon as she read that, I was like, okay, sold. I'm going to get this book. I'm going to start on this series. I don't need to buy all 3, even though I'm going crazy with all the books. This one was one of the later books that I bought. So I was like, no, you don't need all 3. Just buy 1 book at a time. So this is where I resisted and just bought the 1 book. We'll see if I like it. Apparently, a lot of people do end up liking it. So then we got Shield of Sparrows. Look how beautiful that is. And I love the sprayed edges are so pretty. They will captivate me. Being the sparrow isn't an honor, it's a trap. You know, I really don't know what this is about. If you're not terrified, you're doing it wrong. Long ago, the gods unleashed monsters upon the 5 kingdoms of Kalandra to remind us that humans are insignificant, that we must pray to the gods for mercy throughout our fragile, fleeting lives. I didn't need a deity to remind me I was powerless. Being a princess had never been more than a performance. 23 years of empty titles and hollow traditions, my sister revels in the spectacle, basking in the attention, and flawlessly playing her part. I was never asked to be part of the charade. Until the day of an infamous monster hunter sailed to our shores, the day a prince walked into my father's throne room and ruined my life. The day I married a stranger, signed a magical treaty in blood, and set off across the continent to the most treacherous kingdom in all the realm. That was the day I learned that not all myths are make-believe, that lies and legends are often the same, and that the only way to kill the monsters we fear was to become one. So it's definitely a fantasy. Definitely sounds really interesting. I'm excited to read this. So excited. It's a thick book though. She's very thick. Okay, the next one, I'm gonna skip that one for now, but the next one is Gifted and Talented. Someone convinced me into getting this. I don't remember who, but it was somebody on YouTube and I was like, all right, adds to cart. I actually added this one. I think all these books I just got yesterday. This one says where there's a will, there's a war. On the back it says Gifted and Talented is a wickedly funny book about perfect, horrible people. That's funny. And some of them even get what they deserve. Blake's sly prose and vivid character work bring the dreadful siblings to life, but also give us moments of heart-clenching tenderness, a delight. Okay, yeah. So it's definitely a fantasy. Definitely like a fantasy. I don't know if there's romance involved in it, but definitely fantasy. Okay guys, so I am back. Let's go ahead and keep going because I have one more stack over there too. So let's go ahead and start. Oh my gosh, so many books. Okay, so I got these 2, 1 and 2. I honestly thought they were going to both be the hardcover, but they're not. These are by Danielle L. Jensen. This is book 1, A Fate Inked in Blood, and book 2 it just came out, A Curse Carved in Bone. I keep hearing a lot about them. People keep talking about them. I figured I would read them. They are like fantasy. I really don't know what else it is about them, but I really like the covers. So I figured, why not? So I went ahead and grabbed these 2. Next we have Nothing Like the Movies. This is by Lynn Painter. This is one of the books that I found on Amazon that I thought would be cute. So I went ahead and bought, I think, all of Lynn Painter's books, honestly, if I'm being completely honest. Let me see if I can find them. Yes, they're right here. The Do-Over, Betting on You, and Better Than the Movies. I don't know if it's a series. I'm pretty sure it's a series. Maybe that's why I bought them all. But I do have them here. Let me go ahead and move some of these books over here. Better Than the Movies, The Do-Over. I figured I could maybe read these during the summer or fall. Betting on You. So yes, I have all of them. Let me put them in order. I think they go like this. These are all by Lynn Painter. So first one I believe is Better Than the Movies. A sweet and funny love letter to romantic comedies, perfect for anyone who wishes their life had a film-worthy soundtrack, a quirky wardrobe, and a memorable meet cute. We have that one. Then we have The Do-Over. After living through a dumpster fire, oh my gosh, of a Valentine's Day, Emily Hornby escapes to her grandmother's house for some much-needed girl talk and compassion. There, Emily passes out on the couch, but when she wakes up, she's back home in her own bed. That's not the only shocker, though. Somehow it's Valentine's Day again, and the next day, another disaster Valentine's Day. Betting on You. The first time Bailey meets Charlie, he is the worst. That sounds funny, but so cute. I freaking love that he's wearing these PJs right here. That's adorable. And then Nothing Like the Movies. She's Not You. It's what it says, that he's like holding up a sign right there. That's so cute. For a few beautiful months, Wes had his dream girl. That is all the books. I don't know if it's a series. Don't ask me. They may just be standalones because it doesn't look like the same people, I think. Same characters. I'm excited. I'm excited about reading about new authors to me, like, and people that people rave about. So I'm excited about reading about authors that I have no clue about. So I did buy a bunch of books from the same author just to see if I like the author. Maybe that was a bad idea. Maybe I should have gotten one book, and if I didn't like it, you know, but I'm all about giving chances even to the people that I may not like gravitate towards, you know. Next author that I got a ton of books from is Abby Jimenez. I just keep hearing about Abby Jimenez, and I figured I would try her books. I also got a ton of Emily Henry books, which are right here. We're just gonna go through Emily Henry and Abby Jimenez because these books are like raved about. Let me make sure that's it. Yeah, a lot of people talk about all these books, so I figured why not just try, see if I like the authors. A lot of people love them, so I may love them. So I got Book Lovers from Emily Henry. I got Happy Place. These just look like summer vibes. People We Meet on Vacation. Yes, please. I didn't know it was going to be this thick. Okay. We got those from Emily Henry, and then we also got Funny Story from her. And then from Abby Jimenez, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure these are a series, maybe? Part of Your World, Just for the Summer, and then Yours Truly. There's a new one that just came out from Abby Jimenez, but I don't think it was rated highly, so I don't think I got it. If I did get it, I don't remember, but I don't think I did. So that's the reason why I got those books. Next, I got Amy Dawes. This was actually one that I purchased yesterday that I got today, and it's called 7 Year Itch. I heard someone on YouTube talk about it, and they said it was a really good book, and they recommended to try it, so I went ahead and got it. Looks like there's another book called 9 Month Contract. If I like this one, I may get that book too. This is called Alone and Looking to Bone. I hope there's not too much spice in this. Loudmouth mountain man seeks fiery woman to grow old with. I might look like a tall, tattooed, bearded Neanderthal, but like an onion, I have layers. Swipe right if you like a proud cat daddy who catches feelings after direct eye contact. Oh, okay. All right. The cover looks nice. That's what I'll say. I may have to DNF it if it's too spicy. I don't like spice. I know a lot of people do. I don't. Hopefully there is not too much spice in there and I can get through it. Next we have these books. Okay, these two look like they go together, so we're just gonna get through these. One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. Definitely looks like fantasy. Enchanting is what it says. Elspeth needs a monster. The monster might be her. Ooh, okay. Elspeth Spindle needs more than luck to stay safe in the eerie, mislocked kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. She calls him the Nightmare, an ancient, mercurial spirit trapped in her head. He protects her. He keeps her secrets. But nothing comes for free, especially magic. So this is book 1, and then we got book 2. I really love this gold on it. It's like gold reflective. I wish they kept that with this, but they did red. That would have been perfect if they were both like you know, matchy. That'd be so cute. Next we have Out on a Limb. I heard someone talk about this and they said that they loved it. It was really, really cute and very romantic. So I figured I would get it. I think it'll especially be good during the fall. So we'll see. It says a hot one-night stand and an unexpected pregnancy led a woman to someone she can depend on from the viral TikTok author of Next of Kin and Next to You. Okay, Winifred Wynn McNulty. McNulty has always been wildly independent and not one to be coddled for her limb difference. Wynn has spent most of her life trying to prove that she can do it all on her own. With some minor adjustments, she's done just fine. Hooking up at a costume party with the incredibly charming Beau changes everything. Wynn finds herself pregnant and decides to keep the baby, while Beau is surprisingly elated to step up to the plate. Wynn is unsure whether she can handle this new challenge. Together, Wynn and Beau decide to get to know each other as friends and nothing more while they embark on this parenting journey together. But as they both should know by now, life rarely goes according to plan. I love that. Out on a limb. So they both have differences because it looks like he's missing a limb right here. So we will see. We'll see. Looks very nice and cute. The other person that I decided to get some books from was Tessa Bailey. I got It Happened One Summer. I think this is a series, and I think this may be the first book. Again, don't quote me. Piper Bellinger is fashionable and influential, and her reputation as a wild child means the paparazzi are constantly on her heels. When too much champagne and an out-of-control rooftop party land Piper in the slammer, her stepfather decides enough is enough, so he cuts her off and sends her and her sister to learn some responsibilities running their late father's dive bar in Westport, Washington. Piper hasn't even been in Westport 5 minutes when she meets big-bearded sea captain Brendan Taggart, who thinks she won't last a week outside of Beverly Hills. So what if Piper can't do math and the idea of sleeping in a shabby apartment with bunk beds gives her hives? How bad could it really be? She's determined to show her stepfather and the hot grumpy local that she's more than just a pretty face. Cute! I honestly didn't really vibe with the cover, but I heard people talk about it and I'm pretty sure it's a series and I wanted to get into it and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet and purchase this book. But this book isn't really giving much, but I really am glad that I purchased it because that blurb in the back, I mean, there's a little bit more to that blurb, I just didn't read it all, but that blurb in the back sounds really, really like enticing, you know? Okay, so we got a couple more books. Tell Me What You Did. I'm pretty sure I talked about this book. This is by Carter Wilson. She gets people to confess their crimes for a living. He knows she's hiding a terrible secret. It's time for the truth to come out. So I'm pretty sure this is the one about a podcast host who invites people to talk about their crimes they've committed or something. And then somebody comes on that she was a part of something. A strange, oddly familiar man appears on her show. Poe is forced to take a second look, not only because he claims to be her mother's murderer. Okay, I remember. Not only because he claims to be her mother's murderer from years ago, but because Poe knows something no one else does. Her mother's murderer is dead because she killed him. Poe killed him. That is this one. So this is pretty thick. I don't know why. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. There's a ton of space in between the text. I was like, this is so thick, but no. Okay, that makes sense. Not as thick as I thought, or it is thick, but it's not going to be as slow of a read as I thought. Next, I got this Problematic Summer Romance because of the summer. This is a new book. I've been eyeing this book. Glad that I picked it up. What is wrong meets what feels right in this romance set in Italy by the New York Times bestselling author of Deep End. I have not read Deep End. I don't know if it got good ratings or not, but I did get this book because this book intrigued me. So I'm excited to read it. Maya Kilgore is 23 and is still in the process of figuring out her life. Connor Harkness is 38 and Maya cannot stop thinking about him. It's such a cliche, it almost makes her heart implode. Older men and younger women. Successful biotech guy and struggling grad student. Brother's best friend and the girl he never knew existed. As Connor loves to remind her, the power dynamic is too imbalanced. Any relationship between them would be problematic in too many ways to count, and Maya should just get over him. After all, he has made it clear that he wants her gone from his life. But not everything is as it seems, and cliches sometimes become plot twists. I feel like she is going to go for it, and he's going to end up just falling for her, I feel like. I don't know. Next, I got The Orphanage by the Lake. I have been eyeing this book for a while. It's about an orphan who ends up going missing. I think they don't want to cause like a chaos, so they hire somebody like, you know, low key to find the missing children or something. It says, a missing girl in orphanage filled with secrets. Hazel wants a new life. She's 30 years old, single, and her private investigation business is months away from folding. Her luck takes a turn when Madeline Hemsley, a mysterious socialite, pays Hazel a visit with an offer too inciting to resist. An orphan girl has disappeared from a children's home, the Orphanage by the Lake, as the locals call it, and Madeline wants Hazel to find her. At first glance, it appears to be a standard runaway case, but as Hazel plunges into the investigation, she finds signs of something more. Unexplained bloodstains, cryptic symbols, sinister figures shadowing her every move. The more she digs, the more she realizes that the Orphanage by the Lake holds terrifying secrets, and even worse, so does Madeline. So we got that one. Next, I got Someone Knows. Literally, this is one of the books that I also just added to my cart yesterday and I received today. It says, Professor Davis knows that everyone has a story and she'll teach you how to tell yours as long as you don't ask about her own past. But someone knows. So grab a pen and some paper, get ready to take notes, because the truth is, the story is far from over. So apparently something happened in her past. She never brings it up and someone ended up writing about it. So someone is aware in her class that she has a story. That's the gist that I got from it whenever I read the little synopsis yesterday. Next book we got is Say You Swear. I heard someone say that it was on their 5-star read. I don't think it's a new book. I'm pretty sure it's an older book, but they said that they loved this book. So I went ahead and got it. It says her brother's best friend broke her heart, but what happens when his new teammate wants to put it back together? I don't know. This book is by Megan Brandy. Oh, the other book, Someone Knows, is by V. Keeland. And then The Orphanage by the Lake is by Daniel G. Miller. Sorry, I didn't even tell you guys who they were from. Okay, this is one of the first books that I ended up getting whenever I started this entire, obsession of buying books. This is called Love and Other Words. I was looking for like summary reads and this one popped out to me. It's called Love and Other Words. It's by Christina Lauren. A dynamic love story will restore anyone's faith in love. I didn't know this book was gonna be this thick. This is a thick book. Yeah, it has over 450 pages. Okay, well, that might be next summer's read. I'm trying to do like thinner reads because I'm a slow reader now. This one is called The Love Haters by Catherine Center. See, this one's right up my alley. This book does not look too thick. But look at the sprayed edges. I love that color. I love that it matches the book. Praise for the rom-commers. It's a thin line between love and love-hating. So I'm assuming it's about two people and they love to hate each other and then they end up falling in love with each other. That's just my guess. Next, we got Beautiful Ugly. This was another one that was on somebody's 5-star list. So I went ahead and grabbed it. It says a relationship drama, a darkly twisting thriller, and an examination of the fine line between isolation and loneliness. It's supposed to be gripping, deliciously dark thriller about marriage and revenge. That sounds so cool. That sounds so cool. Probably like a fall read. Oh my gosh, Julie Chan is dead. Okay, I heard so many people talk about this. At first I was like, nah, I don't need it. Yeah, I ended up buying it, of course. That's why it's in my hands. Julie Chan has nothing. Her twin sister has everything except a pulse. Wow, that got dark quick. But yeah, she poses as her twin sister and tries to live her life as her twin sister. So we'll see. It's a razor-sharp, diabolical debut thriller from a promising young talent. So that one would be cool. And then the very last one that I have here is Night and the Moth. I keep hearing about this and Elite Silver, so I went ahead and bought this one. I may buy Elite Silver. It's still in my cart as of now. Oh my gosh, there's little butterflies and stuff in here. It's so cute. Let's see, it says from New York Times bestselling author Rachel Gillig. I have another book from Rachel Gillig in here. I remember seeing that author's name. Sybil Delling has spent 9 years dreaming of having no dreams at all. Like the other foundling girls who traded a decade of service for a home in the great cathedral, Sybil is a diviner. In her dreams, she receives visions from 6 unearthly figures known as the Omens. From them, she can predict terrible things before they occur, and lords and common folk alike travel across the Stonewater kingdoms, windswept moors, and craggy mountains to learn their futures by her dreams. dreams. Just as she and her sister diviners near the end of their service, a mysterious knight arrives at the cathedral. Rude, heretical, and devilishly handsome, the knight Roderick has no respect for Sybil's visions. But when Sybil's fellow diviners begin to vanish one by one, she has no choice but to seek his help in finding them. For the world outside the cathedral's cloister is wrought with peril. Only the god has the answer she is seeking, and as much as she'd rather avoid Roderick's dark eyes and sharp tongue, only a heretic can defeat a god. So that is Night and the Moth. It's by Rachel Gillig. That is the last book, guys. Like, oh my gosh, we went through so many books. I don't know where I'm starting. I gotta finish The Tenant. I want to finish If Cats Disappeared from the World. The other one that I started that I haven't even finished is the book that I talked about, Remarkably Bright Creatures, that is on here. But I really want to start another mystery book, and I want to start a summer book. So I may start with Problematic Summer Romance, just because I think this one will be a good starter for the summer. It's already the summer, so I have to start my summer reads already. And then My Friends, I'm definitely going to start that next week. So I'm probably, like, the next video that you guys are going to see after this video is probably going to be mood reading for a week. I'm probably gonna do summer books just to start on that, and then maybe the week after that I'll do like thriller books, another mood read week or whatever. I think that'll be interesting. I'm excited. I hope you guys have enjoyed all the books that I have kind of broken down for you, kind of sped past them. Well, that's all the book, guys, for today. It's a bunch of books. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys get just some type of motivation to pick up a book or any of these books. Let me know if you're gonna buy any of these books, or if you're gonna start on them, or if you've already read some of them, because some of these are not new. They're, you know, from past years. I just haven't read any of them, so I figured I would just go very heavy on purchasing books. Just let me know down in the comments. I'd love to interact with you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe if you want to be a part of this corner of the internet. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.